let's get into one of the most infamous matches on this card. A match that the internet won't let us forget. I'll say it's infamous. I had some words about it a couple of weeks ago when it was the anniversary of it, and I think I came at it. I feel like it's the most poignant argument that probably anyone has put together on this, because everyone just harps on like, wow, this match is racist as fuck. Like, not to say that there's parts of it that linger on that.
The match is good. The socio-political stuff that's happening outside of the match is very bad, and we can talk about that.
How did you feel about them highlighting in the video package? It's very much highlight this man used to be a criminal and now he's reformed, and now he's going up to face the world champion Triple H. I feel like it's a good story in a sense, but it's also like focusing on, like, they make a heavy thing to focus on his criminal past. Even in the
King was out of control, absolutely unhinged. I think Lawler was the most annoying part of this match. I feel like if you don't have Lawler harping every 2 seconds about he was giving birth in a pool hall, called the police 3 or 4 times, all of this stuff, like they made a concerted effort and a concerted point to make Triple H go out there and say, I am not doing this because of racial. I'm doing this because of the situation. Like, he had a promo where he says, there's nothing racial about this. I think that them continuing after
that part isn't remembered as much as that with your nappy head and you're doing your dances.
Exactly. And he goes out to do that. And I was like, that is y'all's moment to fix this. And I'm not absolving Triple H or anyone for doing that. Like, that is your moment to go away from it and make it pure skill. But what they continue to do was to continue to make it about his hair, all of this other stuff that had nothing to do with the actual match. And that's what makes it worse. And that's why
the jail, the grew up as, one of like many kids without a father, all this other stuff like that. And it's like, I think from a standpoint, and what's so weird about it is, like, when you have white men telling this story, these are the kind of things that they want to harp on because they feel like this is more admirable, that this black man worked through all these different things and now he's on the level of this white man, when he's clearly not on the fucking same level. You can see from this match he's on the same level. But it's like, when you don't have diversity back there, it's like they're telling the story. And I mean, shout out to Booker for taking it, but I also think Booker, my argument with all of this was that at this point, Booker knows no better.
Right.
He's had to work in a white male dominated industry and play that game and play favor to them for quite some time. So he doesn't really know better other than, I'm going to just do what I got to do because this is what I'm paid to do. All the other stuff. And he still defends it to this day, or doesn't think it to this day. And I think what people majority want is them to just kind of like say like that this was wrong. And I think in any situation, we still haven't heard that from any parties involved. Maybe JR, but JR is just a part of this as anybody else, to be honest with you.
Well, JR, honestly, like, he got annoyed with King during this match. He got really annoyed with King. And I feel like they probably had a conversation after this, because like King calmed the fuck down right after the match. He didn't stop when JR said, like, JR damn near said, God damn it, shut up. Like, he almost just like, shut up, trying to talk about the match, and King's being fucking annoying. But it's like, it got too much. Like, let's just wide open. The match is real good. The match is super solid. It is a Triple H match. Booker T gets a lot more than I remembered him getting. He was on Triple H's ass. Like, but it was a basic Triple H at that time match where Rick interferes, Triple H gets the win. I think that everything outside of this match created such a toxic atmosphere for this match to not be looked at the same way. No one looks at the rest of this match. They look at the finish, and the finish is egregious. But at the same time, when you think about it, Meelz, the pedigree was putting a lot of people out, and that's really what it was. But I did count 20 seconds from the pedigree to the pin, and that is pretty egregious, especially for a match of this type. I was like, yo, you could have kicked out at that point. We just saw Jericho kick out of a super kick less time than that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Notable things about this match. Triple H wearing purple tights. Just something that you'll never see. I think it happens. He wears 2 different colors on WrestleMania, and one's purple and one is white, and the rest of it's just black. The Indian Deathlock. What a racially powered move.
Lord, terrible name, by the way, for that move. But
JR was losing his shit.
JR could not get enough of that Indian Deathlock.
You haven't seen that in years. Wait a minute. Expertly applied. Oh my God.
And that move would end up becoming like a Triple H staple for quite some time after that.
Yeah. I think the last time I remember him using it for sure was like against Cena. No, he used it against Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, he used it against Daniel Bryan. He did a lot of shit against Daniel Bryan that he don't normally do, or he didn't usually do at that time.
But yeah, scissors kick, but Booker's legs is apparently broken. So he can't recover fucking fast enough. So Triple H kicks out of the scissors kick. But his legs aren't broken enough for him to go to the top rope and do the Harlem Hangover.
It was Mania. It was Mania. Let him bust out his moves.
Fell right on Triple H's.
He's like, I'm losing anyway. Fuck it.
Yeah. Flair puts Triple H's leg on the bottom rope. He kicks out at 2. Booker T into the ropes. He collapses. Triple H hits the pedigree. Hunter crawls over to Booker. It takes him, like you legitimately said, like 20 fucking seconds to crawl over and gets the 3. One thing you also note
from pedigree to pin.
One thing you also noted about this match is how weird Nick Patrick is in WWE.
He don't look right. He don't look comfortable.
He on edge. They probably eat his food and shit. Probably make him carry his bags and shit.
He don't look right. He looked like he's like, if I make one, like you said, if I make one mistake, I'm out of here and I need this money. And sure enough, he's doing what he got to do.
Yeah. Match is over. It is what it is. Just another WCW guy.
Does it make you mad? Still?
Me, no. But I do wish that people took more accountability in terms of like what actually happened in this match and stuff. Because like Bruce Pritchard saying like there's nothing racial about this match is just like, bruh. It's like disgusting. As someone who came up with part of this thing and vehemently denies that racial was any. It's not that it's necessarily, even if it wasn't the motivation for this feud, you incorporated it, and it was in poor taste.
Yeah.
So him never detracting from it, and then also Booker kind of like it's cool, man. I'm good with the finish. You know what I'm saying? I'm still, I won the world championship like 3 years after this, so it is what it is. Doesn't really make it any better, so I get why people think, but I'm not really mad about this.
Yeah, I think people lump this in with the baggage. The baggage of this match is lumped in with too many things, I think, that have nothing to do with what this match
Triple
was.
H's power ring, backstage powers.
Yeah, like, well, past this, I think Kofi losing to Brock gets lumped into this. I think that Bianca's 26 seconds gets unfairly linked into this. Big E losing the title gets unfairly linked into this. Those are not examples of black people being put down and berated the way Booker T was. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, those are not the same instances. You can't compare those. They're not alikes. They're not one-of-one. You can only compare Booker's situation to this situation only because it's the only time, if I can remember, that they've ever done anything like this. And that's why it's tasteless and it's hard to watch and it's hard to listen to. It's even harder listening to King's rapist ass say any of this shit, knowing that he likes fucking with young girls. They're 16 years old and shit. I don't give a fuck. I know he just had a stroke. I don't give a shit. That's where it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you cannot conflate this with these situations. One that was to get the title onto somebody else because they had the bigger idea and it had nothing to do against Kofi. The other, which had to do with a situation that, again, no one likes to talk about, of which something had to make it. They had to call an audible. Like, there are instances and there are ways you could probably make arguments that black talent gets put down. But this is a special case where they were fucking out of line and they've still never said sorry about it. These other people got theirs later. Yeah. They got theirs. Booker to me never in the eyes of a lot of people never recovered from this.
No, absolutely not.